Hi guys, I had to redo this intro because my old one was too long, so I'm going to make this quick, but enjoy the vid. Before we get started, just firstly, in case anyone doesn't know, feminism by definition is the social, economic and political equality of the sexes. And perhaps 5 years ago, that's exactly what the feminist movement was. For hundreds of years, feminists, even before they were given that title, have fought for us to be able to vote and work and get an education and even drive. And since these times, the influence of feminists has only gotten greater. Like Miss Santarelli mentioned in that video you guys just watched, feminism is just as important now as it was 30, 40, even 50 years ago. However, recently it has come to my attention that this no longer seems to be the feminist narrative. These days, anyone who identifies with that title is automatically publicly ridiculed and frowned upon purely because of those extremists giving us this bad reputation. An example of this is in a recent Jubilee video titled "Can Feminists and Non-Feminists Agree on Gender Equality?" A man states that men are excluded from feminism and thinks that acknowledging women's rights will somehow take his away. A woman on the same Jubilee set cleverly replies with this.
And it's not, this isn't pie, you know what I mean? Just because I get a slice doesn't mean you get,
you get
less,
absolutely.
right?
Calling themselves feminists, people calling themselves feminists, and then proceeding to be hateful and sexist towards men, expecting more rights than others, or inciting violence are exactly where this horrible reputation comes from. As you might have heard Ms. B say in that video, she prefers the word equality over feminism, presumably because of that bad reputation that I mentioned. Emma Watson, also known as Hermione from Harry Potter, also known as a super famous campaigner for women's rights, attempts to clear up this misinformation by standing in front of the United Nations and saying this.
And the more I've spoken about feminism, the more I have realised that fighting for women's rights has too often become synonymous with man-hating.
Thus, here we are. This whole website that I have created is aimed at, but not exclusively for women. While this demographic seems super broad and unspecific, it is by no accident. My whole point is that the bad reputation that feminists seem to have gotten has ruined the unity that women once had and has divided us as a whole. I use subtle but bright colours on my website as a technique to captivate younger girls, a video format to engage young adults and teenagers like you and I, and a traditional newspaper-style blog post to gain the attention of older women like our mums and our teachers and stuff. I really do believe that this audience needs to see this type of text because although feminism as a movement is inclusive of everyone and anyone, its roots are really with women. My aim is to re-educate women on feminism and show them, like Emma Watson said, that feminism does not mean you hate men. If anything, it means you recognise and appreciate everyone regardless of their gender or sexual orientation or anything of that type of sort. Thank you guys so much for watching. Feel free to have a gaze around the website. See you later.